Alright, Schlockmeisters fans, another re-review from my previous channel. It's Dr. Black, Mr. Hyde. Let's check it out. Meet Dr. Pride.
Thanks, but no thanks.
Bernie Casey.
I like what I'm doing.
That's such a cop-out.
Oh, what do you know about it?
She's a prostitute and he's trying to, give her some life advice as well. Well, he's also a scientist and he's working on some sort of serum to help regenerate liver cells.
Here, come on. Come on, here you go. Here.
As a liver patient in 7B, you ought to see about it. It's pretty bad.
This could be a good chance to try out that serum.
No, you can't try that serum on a human. That's not right.
Well, he injects it into a patient anyway, without anybody's knowledge, and this is the result.
Problem is, I don't know when I'm going to get another human patient.
So if he doesn't have access to a patient to try it on again, what will he do? Well, naturally, he tries it on himself. And apparently he turns into an albino vampire. It's not a good look for Bernie. Next, he does what any albino vampire would do. He takes a drive.
Can you tell me where the Moonlight Lounge is?
Yes, it's beautiful. What to the west, the Moonlight Lounge is.
Well, he beats the crap out of everybody, and you better be damn sure he's going to find out where the hell the Moonlight Lounge is. I think his desire is to find that prostitute.
Bullshit.
This is Silky the pimp.
Before you get started, okay?
Oh, what's the matter?
I said I was through with you. Now fuck off.
I don't know you.
Our good doctor knows how to take care of Silky. Next day, he returns to normal.
How about dinner tonight?
Are you serious?
Yes.
Am I for dessert?
No, it's not like that at all. We'll talk, get to know each other, we'll talk about you.
Well, since Linda has liver problems, he wants to use her as a patient to inject. But she's reluctant. So instead, he's going to inject himself to show how easy it is.
You'll feel what I feel.
That's enough to send Linda running. Next day, a body is found. And although we don't see the aftermath of this one, we can assume the worst. The cops are on the trail.
All right, I'll get back to you. Okay? Down there. Brenda here is going to take your place, Mama.
No, you're not talking about Miss No Class. How are you? Because if you are, those guys at the airport hotel are going to throw you out. Wow, right there! What you calling, bitch, ho? Bye-bye.
Dr. Black takes on the pimp. He's got no problem tossing whores either. Eventually he pins the pimp into the alley, literally. But our pimp has a plan. A knife. No one ever said pimps were smart. We pay a visit to the watchtowers.
Doctor, I want you to give yourself up. I know you're the one that's been doing all the killings. You need help. And if you don't give yourself up, I'll have to go to the police myself.
True to her word, Linda goes to the cops.
His name is Henry Pride. Dr. Henry Pride.
Linda. Linda, get in the car. Come here. Come back here, damn it.
And the chase is on. Eventually he catches her and leads her back to the Watts Towers. Surrounded by cops. He does drop her and heads inside, and then they let the dogs after him. Which doesn't do much good. Our good doctor then climbs the towers. And they've had enough. And that's our film.
Who was he?
Dr. Henry Pride.
All right, let's talk about Dr. Black, Mr. Hyde. This is a movie that I rented from a video store called City News and Video. It was in Manitowoc, Wisconsin. Probably rented this in 1986, maybe, quite a long time ago. I'd seen the ad for this movie on the trailer was on the end of some other tape that I rented once before. What I remember about this movie is that the tape was broken. It was spliced together. There was like maybe a 5-second clip missing, maybe 10 seconds actually, and that 10-second clip that was missing was actually the title of the movie. It just kind of, that part was just cut out. So it wasn't until I got the DVD many years later that I actually saw the opening title screen, which I showed to you in here. So anyway, what we have here is a blaxploitation movie starring Bernie Casey. Now, although it says Dr. Black, Mr. Hyde, according to IMDb, what this guy turns into is actually an albino vampire. He's a doctor, Dr. Pride, I think was his name, and he's a good doctor. He's trying to find something to cure liver cells. If you have a bad liver, you know, he creates the serum basically to try to heal people, and that's what he's doing here. But it's experimental, and he decides to try it on himself. He has some patients he wants to try it on, but he decides to try it on himself first, and actually, he did implant it in this other woman too, and she turned into this weird albino creature. But then he tries it on himself, and he turns into basically, it's like a Jekyll and Hyde thing, obviously. He turns into this weird albino, he's an albino really. Whitish hair, whitish face, and then he goes out and starts attacking people. But he's kind of like, not like a monster. He's kind of a monster, but not quite either. He can kind of mingle a little bit in the public and not stand out too much. He looks odd, but he can control himself somewhat. Anyway, a series of killings later, the police are looking for this whatever. Eventually, there's a final showdown that takes place at Watts Towers. He's kidnapped this one woman. He ends up dropping in front of the towers, and then he climbs the towers, and they basically shoot him. He collapses, falls to the ground, and that's how our movie ends. So that is Dr. Black, Mr. Hyde. I don't know how I feel about this movie. It's okay. I do like Bernie Casey. Actually, the first time I ever really knew Bernie Casey was from Revenge of the Nerds. I didn't realize he'd done these types of movies in the 70s, but he made a lot of them, actually. But yeah, I guess the movie's okay. It's a little bit of nudity thrown in. It's pretty tame by most standards, though, but it's kind of a fun flick, and it's a ridiculous title, if you ask me. Obviously, it's a blaxploitation when they're taken off of, like, Blackula and Blackenstein, but there's really nothing that black that goes with the word Jekyll, so they just said, screw Jekyll, we'll just make him Dr. Black. So there you go. Dr. Black, Mr. Hyde, available on a DVD. I don't know if this is available on a Blu-ray or not. I think it actually might be. I'm not sure. But if it is, I'll leave a link to that on Amazon down below. If not, here's the DVD. Check it out. Leave some comments. Let me know what you think about it. Dr. Black, Mr. Hyde. Watch it. Bye.